Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here with a little update on the Lauren the Mortician, Jeanette Braun, Bunnie XO situation that has been unfolding. And I want to elevate something that Jamie Grayson said because, as I mentioned in previous videos, he is at the root of this, not because he is toxic and problematic like the others are, but because he is the one who received the initial unfair, vile, hateful wrath of Lauren, and Bunnie platformed it. So either way, we're going to hear what he had to say recently in response to Bunnie. We're just going to have a little chat. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so first things first, I want to just throw in the very beginning of this video that I know Cece Suarez and Bunnie XO had an interesting exchange in DMs, and you know, it's the same narrative that we've seen since the first time that I covered Bunnie weeks ago. She likes to elevate above the drama, the gossip, and the pettiness of it all. But unfortunately, she is mentioned in all of this because she is a part of all of this. It is not people trying to bring her down, use her name, write her coattails, you know, clickbait because she, you know, is a C-list celebrity. You know, in my opinion, I don't want to call her a D-list celebrity, but she is not mainstream, but she most certainly thinks that she is above everybody else in this entire situation, and that is my opinion based on her own movements that I've been witnessing for weeks. When I first started covering this Lauren the Mortician thing, it was obviously very new to YouTube. There was a lot happening over on TikTok, but I decided to bring it over to my YouTube channel, and a lot of people were like, who on earth is Bunnie? And it's just very interesting to see how just over the past few weeks, so many people have discovered her, not because they like her podcast, they've, you know, found her on TikTok, she's motivational. They have learned of her because of her involvement in a really frivolous and petty mess that is unfolding on social media and now has spilled over into the court systems. So I understand that there are situations where you can act like you're above it because you are actually above it and you're not fanning the flames and creating mess right alongside people, throwing stones and then holding, you know, your hands behind your back. Those situations do happen online, but unfortunately, people also simultaneously exist where they want to act like they are better than all of this and they are above all of this, but they are just paying lawyer retainer fees and having the lawyer do their dirty work for them. It's just really wild to me. So we're going to go back to this comment that Bunnie made and Jamie Grayson's response. So I have mentioned this comment in my previous videos, so go check that out if you're interested in following this timeline. But she said, I'm healing from that no one knows about. Knows is misspelled. Again, I don't want to be petty, but the spelling error I do want to point out, because if I don't say something, then y'all are going to say it, and I'm acknowledging it here. She continued and said, minding my biz, being my man's right hand, showing my daughter she can have anything she wants in this life, and building a whole empire myself from the ground up. Why y'all lie and gossip online? We are not the same. You have 360 days to do better. I don't know what the timeline is all about. what happens on day 361? So you're saying that basically you're putting a stopwatch on people having an opinion that they don't like you? That seems like an incredibly petty thing to do when you're building an empire. I'm not sure. Just saying, I wouldn't want to be putting timelines on people when I'm actually building an empire and, staying in my own lane over here. Who would I be to come out and put a deadline on people not liking me? I would not be worried about that if the haters really don't matter. The detractors don't matter. It's all so petty and whatever. But you're giving them a timeline. Kind of weird. I realize that Bunnie has her own group of people that like her for who she is. They like her podcast, they watch her TikToks, all of that. But she also has an entire other group of fans who support her because of who her husband is. And y'all can hate me for saying that, but it is undeniable that there are people that would not know who she is if she was not Jelly Roll's wife. It's just the fact of the matter. And it's okay. I'm not saying that's something to be ashamed of. But we can at least acknowledge that many people would not know who Bunnie is if she wasn't married to Jelly Roll. Which, again, totally fine. But when I think of self-made and a self-built empire, I don't think of, well, there's a large group of fans that know me because they know my husband and they just so happen to follow me on social media. Either way, side tangent over. Let's get into the most important part of this video. Y'all can timestamp it if you want because I'm going to be a little bit all over the place and I have a lot of thoughts. Jamie Grayson responded and said, "Funny, I'm healing from you and Lauren making phobic remarks about me on your podcast and saying that because I don't have children, I'm not qualified to do a job I've been doing for 2 decades. The way you both talked about me when you could have easily Googled me very easily is pretty disgusting." I think that was really well said. And I have one of the people that I've thought about this entire time is Jamie. And look, I'm not a, Jamie Grayson stan. I didn't know who he was before all of this happened. But to witness the things that were sent his way and the dangerous narrative that was spread about him until it wasn't is so incredibly disheartening and disgusting. And I personally don't understand how people could listen to what Lauren and Bunnie were saying. First, what Lauren said on that original post. Then to hear Bunnie platform Lauren repeating that dangerous narrative on that podcast about Jamie. On top of how Jamie said, Googled and, all of that kind of stuff, I want to take the credentials out of it for just a quick second and let's talk about human being to human being. Because I am so tired of influencers sitting on their platforms and trying to vomit peace, love, and positivity all over their audience, and they are just drama-free, living their own lives, and everything is all good, and nobody can bring me down. I'm over here, self-made, all of this kind of stuff. Yet, when the mask slips, it really slips big time. All that you have to give people is enough time, and they will usually show you exactly who they are. I've been saying that for over 3 years on my channel. Give people time. You will see those few people that are, floating around the internet that are kind-hearted and good people at their core. They will show you that they are consistent in their behaviors. But some of them, you give them a platform and then the mask slips and they're being phobic, they're transphobic, they're screaming at their fans, they're grifting, they're lying, they're deceiving their audience. And it always comes down to, are you going to continue to support this person or are you not? And in the, defamation lawsuit, there was a big focus on the impact that this has had on Jeanette and Lauren's businesses. I want to touch on that for just a quick second because in my last video, I talked about how Lauren's videos are still getting millions of views on TikTok. And to me, that doesn't speak to somebody who is feeling an impact of anything defamatory. And again, to be defamatory, it has to be a lie, and we've had that conversation. I'll be frank with you guys, I am so tired of bad influencers being allowed to keep their platforms when they behave badly and they show you exactly who they are. And I realize that the fans of these people are just going to be like, oh, you're jealous, you're obsessed, like the same old stupid arguments. I'm so tired of this. Literally, like, is that the most creative thing that you can come up with? I've heard you're jealous for over 3 years. These people that I talk about do not have any traits to be jealous or envious of, period. But I'm really tired of these bad influencers being allowed to just like, they do all of this stuff. They ruin people's lives, literally. They're hurtful and cruel, and they continue to get millions of views on videos. And I feel like there is a population, like there's a small percentage of the internet population that is, on a similar wavelength as me. It's like, you give someone a few chances and hopefully they do better and learn their lesson. But I feel like a lot of people online just don't care. They just don't care. And at the end of the day, these people are not giving one-of-a-kind content. I've talked before about other funeral directors who are on social media that are doing amazing things and are not homophobic and full of hate. I've had that conversation before. So I don't know, it's just really frustrating. And to see this kind of direction that Bunnie is choosing to go, where, in the DMs, she's very much above it, and people are just bringing her name into it for no reason, and that kind of narrative that she was trying to build up, and then we have her announcing that she fired Janet over Janet's recent behavior. I don't know. Runkle of the Bailey also did a really great video. I will link his video down below with his legal commentary. For me, it's just really full of a bunch of people who have egos that are far too out of control. And it's also full of missed opportunities. Because if you think about it, if you could have just put your ego aside and realized that people are not going to like me, they're not going to agree with me, all of that, same stuff I've talked about for ages, and just keep on making your content. Like, if you are so unbothered, then why is this literally heading into a courtroom? And then you have other people literally throwing rocks and, hiding their hands. What a wild ride 2024 is set to be. Because at this rate, Lord only knows what's around the corner. But either way, I wanted to elevate Jamie's thoughts because, as I said, he is one of the... Jamie was so unfairly treated by Lauren, and as I said, his situation kind of is chapter 1 of this entire mess. But I hope that all of the loud support that he has received is helpful in some way. I'm not saying that it's an answer or some kind of golden ticket, but I do hope that it's been a little bit helpful during all of this kind of, you know, circus playing out. Because it is definitely a circus. But either way, of course, I will link Jamie's new TikTok down below, because his old one is still not restored from Janet taking it down. And I will, yeah, I'll have the links down below for you guys. So either way, that's going to be it for tonight. If you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.